What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Six Gaming Podcast, but this isn't just any episode, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is the answer. Yes.
Answer.
The answer. Yes. Episode number 42, folks. We got our usual suspects. Our gold goblins are back this week. Say hi, Dan.
Hello.
And we also got Brox,
How's it going?
straight from NASA. And we have a special guest this week. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello. What name do you want?
Whatever name you want. I've just called Dan by his real name and Brox by his internet name, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can choose any of your assorted internet names.
I'm just Lorna then.
All right, Laura.
Coming
So,
to you direct from across the pond. Actually, she's
absolutely.
coming to us
Yeah,
from the
where are you
future.
From
The future.
Yeah, from the future. It is Sunday where you are. Is that not right?
It is. Sunday's looking fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I hope that continues over here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement with gaming.
I'm one of the lucky few. I was in the States when I was younger when the NES was just released. So I had to wait several years, I think, before it was released in the UK, which sucked, obviously. And since then, I've just been gaming lots and lots.
So do they all call it the NES over in the UK?
Yeah, mostly. NES, SNES.
Yes. Because I've only ever heard it called NES.
Is it NES and SNES?
NES, SNES.
It is SNES.
Huh.
And is it like the, how do you say the next one, the 64?
That's just
N64.
It's just N64, nothing exciting there.
But do you also
Alright.
say WII?
No, it's the Wii.
We got it. All right. So let's break right into the Six Gaming News Network. Yeah. We're gonna start with Brox, because you have something related.
Yeah, so since we're talking about Nintendo, this made me feel incredibly old when I saw this, but the N64 is 18 years old. It was released in 1996, September 30th in the U.S., but a couple months earlier in Japan. Makes me feel really old. I mean, it was an awesome console. I mean, I spent many hours walking around in GoldenEye and sneaking up behind a buddy of mine with a gun, and then all of a sudden hit the wrong button, and I'm just going to pimp slap him.
GoldenEye is probably the only game I ever played on there. I never owned one.
Really?
myself. Yeah.
I never owned one either, but it was always a party game system. I mean, Mario Kart, GoldenEye, everybody sitting around watching Conker's Bad Fur Day. I mean,
I borrowed one from a friend so that I could play Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah. That I haven't played N64, but if it's anything that I know, that particular Zelda game is probably one of the better ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say it's the best.
No, it's not the best.
No, which one? Which one?
It's got to be the one on the NES, the first one.
The very first one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See,
That one was good.
I like the odd one out. I think Wind Waker is the best one, but just
I enjoyed Wind Waker.
The sailing around parts in the middle of it weren't too fun, but I hear the Wii U version fixes a lot of that.
So I'm going to be even odder, and I'm going to go with Adventure of Link. Because that's the first one I beat.
You are definitely the odd one out.
Yes. I love that one for some reason.
Although you didn't choose any of the what was it? What were the Laserdisc ones or whatever those were called?
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I actually know somebody who owns those. He's the only person I know that's ever even heard of them.
We do not talk about those.
Yeah, a lot of Hyrule Warriors is being played on Twitch right now too. Kind of a related note there, but yeah, it's been 18 years. It's legal now.
It is legal. It can go off. It can fight in a war. It can't drink yet in most places outside of Louisiana. But yeah, I mean it's hard to think that it's almost 2 decades old. That's just hard to believe. I mean,
Well, and the crazy thing is, if you're looking at it from a sort of a social, not a social, but from like a meme kind of aspect, think about the N64 kid.
oh
He
yeah,
was like 5 maybe when that video was released. Like
So
think
he's-
about that. The dude's probably graduated from college. Kids that were born when the N64 came out are in college.
Oh, that's
No,
painful.
no, stop.
That's painful.
stop.
Okay. We're gonna stop making each other feel old here and move on. So I'm gonna go on with my news here. This one's kind of depressing. My wife actually plays this game called Tiny Death Star, which is Nimblebit's take on Tiny Tower if it were in the Star Wars universe. And it's kind of amusing. It's got its normal fun stuff like the bit book and stuff like that. But Disney inexplicably pulled it from the App Store. It's gone. That one, and there's another one too, Star Wars Assault Team. They both got pulled. The reasoning behind it, apparently, is that they're focusing on newer games. I don't get why you would pull the old ones, especially something as low maintenance as Tiny Death Star.
Now, were they free to play, or did they actually have a charge to them?
Tiny Death Star, I believe, is free to play. It's got some,
They all have an
purchases
app
you can do,
purchases,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I didn't know much about Star Wars Assault Team, but apparently this next game that's coming out that's Star Wars related is a Clash of Clans like game. It's called Star Wars Commander. And it looks like there's also an upcoming Star Wars Galactic Defense game as well, but it doesn't say what any of these are. But that's just like, seriously, why pull the games? I mean, this is like an EA move to me.
Yeah, I mean,
EA pulled a whole bunch of games.
Exactly, and it's not like they're doing any kind of, even have to do any ongoing support. I mean, once it's out there in the App Store, just kind of set it and forget it. If you don't want to update it anymore, just leave it there. Maybe update every year to update your certificate, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. I can't think of a good reason to pull it. So if you've already got Star Wars Tiny Death Star, you're good. If not, well,
find the UK.
You can pay me loads of money and buy my iPad, and then you can have it.
Oh, there you go.
International shipping included.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we get free shipping with that?
You will get free shipping with that.
Excellent.
I just want to point out that Ree in the Twitch chat was saying, "Old, does no one remember Pong?" And I believe she may be one of the only ones in the guild that does actually remember Pong.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm just gonna say that's scary. That's really old, Ree. Really old. All right, Dan.
What's up?
What you got for us this week?
I've got Destiny. So Destiny patch 1.0.2 is coming out, and they're fixing a lot of the problems, but something that people have noticed is that a lot of the stuff is actually already a part of the game, so that the rumors are, and this was kind of not confirmed, but suggested by some comments by one of the developers, is that near the end of production, there were some big changes that were made. I don't know if it was in management or the creative team or whatever, but they changed a lot of the end game story stuff. A lot of stuff was left off the disc. A lot of stuff was left on the disc, but not used in the final game. And so there's some controversy about launching on time versus giving a good product and then coming back and fixing it with material that they could have just waited a little bit and put it out there correctly. So most people say they like Destiny, but this is interesting and see how much better it could have been.
I think one of the things the patch also did was fix the loot cave as well, or the loot cave issues.
The loot cave.
Which I found incredibly boring. I came, I saw, I shot things for 10 minutes before I got bored and said, people are doing this for hours? What?
Well, it's like any other game. Diablo 3, for instance, the one room on the very last level would, whenever there was like a treasure, what is it? I think it's a cursed chest event.
Mm-hmm.
They would go in there and they would just farm that for forever. I remember one guy went in there because he was curious how much experience it gave, and he rolled a level 1 toon, and he walked away with a level 56 toon in like a minute and a half. I mean, people will find these exploits that to you and me would be like really boring or game-breaking or whatnot. They'll just sit there for hours doing it.
Well, the crazy thing with Destiny and the loot cave, though, is, I mean, it would drop the engrams, which are, I guess, if you think of it in Diablo terms, it's, you get a piece of unidentified gear, and you would think that the quality of the item you get is linked to the quality of the engram. So if you have a legendary engram, you get a legendary piece of gear, and that wasn't the case up until this patch.
I remember that. Yeah.
You get a purple engram and end up with a white piece of gear, and that seems like a lot of time and a lot of effort sitting there staring at a cave shooting for not much payoff.
That's pretty crazy. So Destiny, yeah. Is there any word on? This is going to be like in the next expansion, but they could have made it part of the original game.
I think it's a patch / possibly some DLC. The patch is free, but I think that they're looking at doing some DLC that's already on the desk, which is kind of a no-no if you don't want people to get pissed at you.
Right. Okay. So Destiny, yeah, good. It'll be good to see if they come out with some new stuff for that. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but apparently Veg has been all into this game. He's been playing it for hours on end.
It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it quite a bit, but still not to the extent of some other people that I've seen on there.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and move on here. Lorna, let's see what kind
Hello.
of stuff you got.
I was interested in the Hearthstone hitting 20 million players in over 6 months.
Hold on. Dan, have you been training her on how to say this all day?
No, because people who speak proper English say it properly.
No, I'm sorry, I have to admit I do say Hearthstone. But I was told it is actually Hearthstone.
I
Dan,
didn't
I
tell her.
told you.
No, I didn't tell her this.
It wasn't Dan.
Dan.
But no, I
It
do say
wasn't Dan.
Hearthstone.
Okay, wasn't Dan.
No, it wasn't Dan. But yeah, it hit 20 million players, and I am very fickle when it comes to shiny things in games. And one of the shiny things for October is the Hallow's End card back, which is like a Hearthstone pumpkin thing.
See, Dan,
And it's
that's
shiny.
really hard to say it. I don't even try. I'll give you credit. You try, I don't.
I'm sorry, it's Hearthstone.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to live with this. But yeah, it's really shiny, and you have to get it, and you have to be ranked 20 in the ranked of ranky things.
I'm so bad at that game. I haven't even tried to do any ranked. I got Coles though. He's gotten as high as rank 15, which is pretty
Well,
good.
the good thing about ranks is if you lose, you don't lose any stars, so you can actually do it through brute force. If
up
you've
until
got
rank 20.
Yeah.
Once you hit rank 20, then you start losing when you lose.
Yeah, but when you get rank 20, you get your shiny pumpkin card.
When you don't have to play anymore.
No,
Pretty good win.
it is win.
It'll be interesting to see. So that's what, season 6 this month? They have to already?
Many seasons.
Yeah, they do a season every month, which is pretty good. And of course, they're having a big tournament coming up at BlizzCon. Woohoo, BlizzCon! Yeah,
For those of you who can go.
that would be me. This will be my 6th BlizzCon running in a row. So very, very excited about it. Of course, we'll be talking all about that as we get led up into it. So, yeah, that's our news. Let's go ahead and move on and go with everybody's game pick of the week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You need a theme tune for that.
We do. We do need theme tunes. The problem is that we haven't figured out how to pipe audio into the streams yet. That comes out right in all formats. So
Dan, start singing.
we have like this good news, everyone, for the news segment that we use. But we can't quite figure out how to get it in yet. But,
I think we just need to have someone put their mic near a speaker.
all right. So I'm going to start with Richard here because I think this is just completely retarded.
Yeah, so my game pick of the week is one that, it's been out a while, but I know I just became aware of it recently, and it's just maddening. It's called QWOP, QWOP. It's a Flash-based game. I think they have it for Android as well. Sounds really simple. It's just four keys, QW and OP. QW controls the left and right thigh of a runner, and O and P control the shins of the runner. See how far you can make him go.
And half the time I go backwards and end up on my head.
The farthest I've gotten is a little over 3 meters.
It's a 100-meter race.
It's a 100-meter race, yes.
Is this annoying as that Flappy Bird thing?
Oh,
It's
no, this is far more annoying. This is on the level of swing copters.
Yeah. It is just completely insane.
Although
Which means-
I'm getting good at swing copters. I'm up to 11 on that, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a real good score on that.
I'm still trying to get one. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, but that's how I feel when I play QWOP. It's just like you try to run and you just fall.
the worst is when I just get stuck and I'm trying to push every key to make him move, and he just kind of kicks his foot that's up in the air in a futile move of trying to do something. You know?
Now, I first became aware of this game via a stream known as Rage Quit. This is one that Veg and Shosan both really have talked about in the past. And it's just this guy who rages when he plays games. He gets so angry at the game, and he plays this game, and he can't get anywhere in the game. And it's just it's hilarious. Some of the games they make him play are just ridiculous, and this is one of them. He's terrible at it, and he lets the world know.
So I don't know if any of you had a. We've spoken briefly about having Apple IIs and Apple IIes and stuff some podcasts ago. There was a game on Apple II called Olympic Decathlon.
Oh, I remember that one.
And one of the events was the shot put. And what you'd do is your joystick would you'd control his shoulder, then his elbow, then his wrist, on different axes of your joystick. So you'd have to move it a certain way to get his arm to bend, and so you'd have to ring it into his shoulder and then push it out. And it sort of reminds me of that. It's just like you're controlling individual muscles, and it was infuriating. Eventually, we figured out okay, you move the joystick to the upper left-hand corner for 4 seconds, and then to the bottom right-hand corner for 2 seconds. We had this pattern that you had to do, and that would make you win.
Funny.
Why would you do this?
For fun.
That's not fun.
Yes. It's not fun until you actually accomplish something good in the game, and then it's worth it all. But, yeah, games like that just frustrate the heck out of me. It took me forever to get anywhere in Swing Copters. I've only gotten 2 meters in Guap. That's it. That's my best. I'm not going to play that game any further to try to get to 100 either. It's just so frustrating.
Well, now I feel I have to play it to see if I can get
fast. No, don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, you'll throw your keyboard across the room and make Sho happy. Sho-san is very much a controller thrower. Indeed. All right. So before we get anyone else breaking peripherals, Dan, why don't you go next?
So my game is Achaea. The subtitle is Dreams of Divine Lands. It's a MUD. For anyone not familiar with it, MUD is a multi-user dungeon. It's basically a text game in the style of Zork or any of those other early adventure games. And you'll see something about you're in a dungeon. It's just text, and it'll say the room title is Dungeon. And it'll say, you are in a dungeon, there's mold on the walls, and you hear the dripping of water. And then in a different color, it'll say, there are 3 ogres here, and there's a sword leaning against the wall or something. And so you can say, get sword, and then you wield sword, and then you say /ogre, or whatever, but it's with other people. There's hundreds of other people, and all of the organizations are also run by other players, so it's not like when you play an RPG. If you play World of Warcraft, you're in Stormwind. Well, the King of Stormwind is not a player, but in this, the head of your city is a player. It's just someone else at their computer, and you can petition them to give you money to build a house, or you can be the Minister of War, or all kinds of different things. What?
Don't remind me of that. Jeez, that's the worst thing.
And one of the reasons I happened to choose this week, and although I've been meaning to do it, is Ron and Lorna and I have all played this game. Lorna's played for about 4 years. Ron played for something like 6 or 7 years, and then retired a while ago. And I've been playing for a little over 10 years now. It's free to play. Some people, it is microtransaction. In fact, there's been some lawsuits regarding it because the guy who, Matt Mahaley, who owns the game and wrote the game and now owns a company that has a number of different MUDs, he was one of the people who pioneered the idea of microtransactions. It's a free game, but you can buy in-game credit, and then with that credit you can buy, an extra good sword or whatever. So you can pay to be better, but I always make the analogy that it's I could buy Tiger Woods golf clubs, but I'll still suck at golf. But Tiger Woods can use crappy golf clubs, and he'll still be good at golf.
Yeah, pretty much. I liked how you give the big pentplanation at the beginning about what a MUD is.
Pentplanation.
Yes. I'm sure even Ree knows what a MUD is. But yeah,
Ree's as old as MUD.
Oh, burn! Shots fired. Oh, Ree.
Burn. That's because she's standing in fire.
That's because she's standing in fire. Yes. Ree is our resident hunter in World of Warcraft that stands in fire. So, oh, yeah. Okay, it's. I thought it was fun while I played it. Of course, I was one of the grindy types that had to get as high of a level as possible. I think I was one of the first handful of dragons, like first 20 people to hit level 99 or something like that.
When you got to level 99, you became a dragon, and Ron was one of those.
It was so funny because at the time I was also playing a game called Adventure Quest, and in Achaea I was a dragon killing werewolves. In Adventure Quest I was a werewolf killing dragons.
So just for anyone's amusement that is from Achaea that might be listening, and for Ron's amusement, there are now 520 dragons.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
The top ranked dragon is over level 135.
See, the game maxed out at level 100 when I was playing.
Yeah, and it's exponentially harder. Like to get from level 135 to 136, it's something like 10, 15, or 20 times the amount that it takes to get from 1 to 100. It's some ridiculous amount, but people do it because that's what they enjoy, which is good. There's something for them to do.
Yeah, there you go. Always, if you put a leaderboard in front of someone, there'll be people out there that'll go to top it. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was. I mean, me and my wife were playing it too. She got me into it actually. So we were playing it just about as long. So, very cool. All right.
Lorna didn't mock me at all.
Yeah, I was waiting for mocking.
I was very restrained.
So why were you going to mock him?
Just because I can. Through various formats, layers of mocking.
All right. So what do you got for Game of the Week?
I have Star Trek Online. Ironically, it was introduced to me by one of my friends from Achaea, who played it quite often. So I went to have a poke, and I didn't realise it's been out this long. It's from 2010.
Yeah, absolutely. I was in
really
beta.
long. And I got mainly interested because the new expansion, Delta Rising, I'm a huge Voyager fan. I love anything about Star Trek Voyager. So the new expansion, Delta Rising, is coming out, and it's got most of the lead characters of Voyager in it as NPCs. Wow. And then I saw the price of the expansion. Although the world itself is going to be free, you can buy this operations pack thing that you get all the ships and the races and outfits and stuff. But that's really expensive. In American terms, it's $124, $125.
Wow.
Yeah. That's for 5, 6, 9 ships, a couple of uniforms, 6 extra people, and some titles. But I'm sure, those who pay well, I'm sure we pay for subscriptions, we pay for pets and special mounts and stuff. So I'm sure if people love it, then they're going to pay for it, really.
Yeah.
So I haven't played this, so can you walk around your ship, or is it just you see your ship?
You get a ship. You start off and it's kind of like WoW. You walk around, you learn the basic moves, and then you get a ship and you get to fly the ship. Kind of like that other spacey one that I don't know.
Eve.
Eve, that's it. And you get to shoot Borg and things, and then you go back and do planet missions and stuff. And every 10 levels or so, you get a new, quicker, faster, better ship.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
Back away from the camera.
Reverse.
Oh my God.
He can't help. The camera's being drawn toward his gravitational field.
Yeah, I always said.
For now.
I always said that when Star Trek Online came out, that it was going to be the WoW killer for me because I was a big Trekkie. I was totally into Next Generation.
And then it sucked.
Yeah, I don't think it's not that it sucked. It's that
it didn't live up to its potential.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, it's hovering about 3.2 million players still. So it's doing well.
It got better over time.
What game is it?
I just didn't stick around for it.
Oh, Star Trek.
And Veg here, I think you used to play it as well, right?
What, Star Trek or Eve? Because I played both.
Both, actually.
Yeah, I still play Eve.
Yep. So,
I have, I think, like 32 million skill points now. Which is roughly like almost a year and a half of skill points.
that's sad, Veg. That's so sad.
Shut up, Ron. I don't want to hear about your sadness, Mr. I'm always wrong, man.
Oh, Veg. Recess to back up, Veg.
Yeah, this is as far as it's going.
Yeah, so this is what we like to call the nose hair cam. Jeez, okay, stop. I don't need to be seeing that. Oh, Veg. Veg, give us a game of the week.
Um,
We'll put you on the spot.
Okay. I have two. First
get
one.
one.
No, shut up. Listen to me. Listen to me real quick. The other one's gonna be a real quick one.
God. It's gonna make me facepalm. Go ahead.
First one's gonna be Street Fighter 3. I picked that up on Xbox Live for like $1.
Oh, that one's nice.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun to play. The ones I want to get, the ones I want to go on sale are the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Unfortunately, so if you don't know what Street Fighter is, stop living under the rock that you were perpetually in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the black hole known as Veg.
Words mean things, yes.
Words do mean things.
And then my update would be from the last podcast. Was that the last week I was on? I don't remember.
Last week you weren't on. You left me hanging with by myself with Dan.
Oh, yeah. No, I came back.
Nope.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't?
Nope.
It was the best podcast ever.
Yeah, because it was without Veg.
What's your second game, Veg?
Okay, my second one is an updated of Destiny. I've actually finally got to play it more without the trial. And it is a lot of fun. The raid, I've actually got, I just started in the raid. It's called Vault of Glass. And it sucks. You know,
This game is great, but the raid sucks.
No, like not hard, but like, okay, yes, hard. It's very hard. That's what I meant to say. But I mean, it's rough. It's very rough because it's the lack of content. You know how Immersive Heroic 10-man is extremely hard, but on 25 it's a joke. The same benefactor. Basically, they treat the raid because you only get 6 people in that raid, and they throw about 30 man raid groups at you. Like, it's ridiculous how hard it can get.
Right.
And if you have people that have no idea what a raid is, so you have basically people with their heads up their ass, and then complaining about
So it's LFR.
Yes, almost like LFR except with PS4 moronicsy.
You get a bunch of Leroy Jenkins running in trying to take them all out by themselves.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, I can handle this boss by myself, and you get them one shot and watch their body ragdoll across the room. It's great.
Did you like leaning against a wall of a Quickie Mart?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm at my job.
It looks like you're in the bathroom or something.
What I'd like for you to do is raise your hand a little higher, please. Yeah, thank you. That's actually good. That's actually much
good.
better.
Right
there you
That's
go.
much
Perfect.
better. That's perfect.
It's just the wall.
Exactly. That's perfect. All right.
So I have to say, Destiny, it doesn't. I would say it lacks in some features, but makes up for others. As what Cole would say, well, not Cole, my friend would say, there was a little bit too much hype for it, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's lacking in some content, but hopefully with the expansions they do. What's it called? Bring more stuff into it.
Bring more stuff. That's what it's called. Words mean things, ladies and gentlemen.
Words do mean things.
We were just talking about Destiny not too long ago, the expansions. So.
Yeah, I already got mine ready, so I got everything
What
ready.
is going on over there?
He's flushing.
Let's get the carts going by. That's awesome. All right. So, my game of the week, I went back into time here. It wasn't terribly long ago that I picked a arcade game that had a trackball, and I got universally hated for it. So let's see if this happens again. My pick this week is an old trackball game from Atari called Crystal Castles. Who here remembers that game?
I've played
I
it.
wasn't born when it was made, so.
That's a band. If you search on Google, that's all you get is a band.
So,
Is it
yeah.
man any good?
There's actually a playable version online, and I posted a link to that over at facebook.com/6gaminggg under the 6gaming podcast episode 42. It is a game basically where you go around. It's like a 3D Pac-Man kind of, except you're a bear, and you can jump over things. You can stun things by jumping over them. Bet you're not Pac-Man. There's a witch. There's bees. There's honey you have to collect. And it's a frustrating as hell game because it just gets so fast. It's one of the faster games that you can play on the old arcade.
Is it harder than E.T.?
E.T.'s not hard, dude.
You mean it's not? You mean it's impossible? Yeah, not hard, but it's impossible.
No, E.T. is not impossible, dude. I will wreck anyone at E.T. on the 2600. Anyone.
Yeah, anyone willing to play it without blowing their brains out after an hour.
Yeah, so Crystal Castles. I mean, it's kind of funny because there's still a competition going on with there's a couple guys that still play this game and they keep trading back high scores. The high score on this game is getting very close to 1 million points, which is just completely insane. I can only get about 200. I think when I played it just now, I got like 240,000. I think I've gotten 300,000 before. I can't even get to the last level. The last level's like. It's like something like, if I remember right, 33, 34 different boards or something like that. It's a fun game, but it just gets so fast and it makes it so hard. And people can just ace through this game and finish it like nothing. So
It's kind of like some of those speedrunners that you watch on the Speedrunner Archives.
Mm-hmm.
You can just probably beat that game in under an hour with almost 1 million points.
Yeah, it's fast when you beat it because the way that you beat it is you warp to a certain level, and you just finish like the last 9 levels or something, and it's pretty fast. So but like I said, it's a frustrating game. You know, trackball games like Marble Madness, you have to have some kind of affinity to playing those types of games where you know what you're doing. You can feel your character moving around as opposed to just spinning the trackball however you want. It's
have to become one with the game.
One with the game, they really do. It's one of those type of games where it takes a talent to be able to play it. So yeah, Crystal Castles, a whole bunch of fun. So I think that does it. Did I miss anyone for the game of the week? We got so many.
It's drink time.
Yeah, refill time.
Drinking time, but for me and Veg, it is party time because we're going to be talking about the League of Legends World Finals. Oh man, we have a lot to talk about. Let's talk about Kaboom.
They went poof.
Well, they went poof, but before they went poof, they beat the hell out of the #1 European team, Alliance.
I'm sorry about that.
Tinones destroyed Froggen.
Yeah, that is true. But then they got destroyed everywhere else. It's kind of like the one and done for them.
Yeah, but the big thing about this, though, of course, was Cloud9 was to the point where they had to win just to force a 3-way tie, and they weren't even thinking about the Alliance game against Kaboom. And then that happened, and then when Cloud9 won their game against Nudge and White Shield, they ended up in a 2-way tie for first, guaranteeing that they were going to the next round, and Alliance was out. So that game was huge. Then,
yeah, I mean, they kind of... Sorry, trying to put my seatbelt on.
This is amazing. we are professionals here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're not.
Are you podcasting while you're driving?
He is podcasting
That's amazing.
No, I'm not driving.
Okay.
Why do you have your seatbelt on then?
He's
Because
being
I like
driven.
to live.
Oh.
I do not want to see like a live car accident death thing go on.
That's what I'm thinking here.
That might be
Don't
illegal.
drive.
Yeah.
I don't think it's illegal to podcast while driving.
No, I mean like to make snuff films.
Oh, well, yeah. This might turn into another lost episode.
Every second of that.
The problem is that if Veg ever got in a car accident, he'd just suck in the car and just walk away.
Yeah, I'd
This is
probably be A-okay.
Yeah, the car would
the
come out
largest
worse.
man on the podcast we're talking about here. He'd be fine. It'd be like hitting the like a cow or something.
Oh.
Cow would be fine. Your car would be totaled.
Wait, did you say a cat?
Cow. Moo. Moo.
No, true story. Cows can walk away from that.
Yes.
True story. Cows are delicious.
Yes, I agree with that too. Very delicious. Just have some
You
before
like your
the last
chicken
bit.
over on. Anyway, yeah, Kaboom kind of just they put a giant stick in the spoke of Lions.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that
Is
ended
there-
up. Go ahead.
Sorry. Is there any games tonight, or are they done?
Yeah, there's games tonight. We're gonna get to that. Let's talk about the 6 gaming quarterfinal predictions. And I'm gonna go with Sweet Tooths here first because he's already 0 for 2. He bet on Team Solo Mid and Cloud9 to win their games, and of course they both fell 3-1.
Yeah, but that's amazing though. They're starting to knock off games off Korean teams. TSM has never knocked off never made a Korean team lose before until now.
Right, and it's important to note TSM was like 0-15 in games against Korean teams before their series, and a North American team had not beaten a Korean team since 2012. It was the last time it happened in international competition.
Yeah, so this is big news. And then how Cloud9 started, I wish that would have been a 5-game series.
Yeah, that Cloud9 had they were on the Nexus in Game 4. Even TSM, they had 2 inhibitors down in their Game 4. Both of the games could very well go on 5 games. They just got out Koreaned is what it came down to.
Yeah.
So he's also going with the Starhorn Royal Club and Najin White Shield for his games. And everyone's going with Najin White Shield except for me. I think they're too weak. I think they're going to get bounced.
Who are they playing against?
OMG.
No. OMG is just... They've just been falling so short lately.
Right.
For what,
I just don't like... I haven't liked the way Najin White Shield's been playing. Their games have been weak. They've been even weaker than OMG.
both rejects playing at the same time, just slapping each other in the face.
Yeah, I don't think either team's going to make it to finals.
Oh, no.
Yeah, whoever wins between Starhorn Royal Club and Edward Gaming is... Yeah, they're going to the finals against the Samsung team.
They're gonna make him call him Daddy.
Yeah. So Cole's also picked Cloud9, but he's gone with Samsung White and Starhorn Royal Club and Najin White Shield as well. Veg, you got the first 2 right. I got the first 2 right, but me and you were at odds over the next 2 games.
Edward Gaming and Starhorn are going to be very close.
Yeah, even the analysts can't figure out. They were divided on who was going to win that. I picked Starhorn just because I did really like what I saw coming out of them in the group stage, and then I don't like Najin White Shield. I think OMG is going to beat him. So.
Well, let's see if you're right on that one.
Yeah. So we got the All Samsung semifinal. That's going to be fun.
I already know what's going to happen.
What do you think's going to happen?
Blue's just going to whip their ass.
You think Blue's going to whip them? Interesting.
Yeah.
That would wreck my pick bracket. I got White to win it. And then
And
the remaining quarters, of course, are Starhorn Royal Club, Edward Gaming, and Najin White Shields playing OMG, and it'll be the quarterfinal games. Of course, tonight, the next one's coming up in about an hour and a half. That's Starhorn versus Edward. So I'm getting ready for that one. I can't wait to watch that one. Hopefully,
I'm going to be home for that one if construction,
Yeah, construction. 45 closed.
So stupid. Yeah, let's do that as a football game and 3 concerts going on this weekend.
Plus the construction.
Plus, yeah.
Yep, you're screwed. All right, so let's move on from League of Legends. Of course, Dan's... I don't know if you've heard about this, Brox, but Dan said that Gold Goblining is on hiatus. What do you think about that?
I mean, I've got a tip that's like a very short-term type of thing, but it'll probably still be valid after the expansion comes, so I can hold on to it.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I basically figured we had given most of our expansion-related and a lot of generic ones, but if you've got something that you thought of, go for it.
I've got one that I've actually have used the past couple days and was surprised at how profitable it could be. With all the buzz, the expansion is coming out soon. You get a lot of people that are kind of coming back to the game, and they're using their 90 boost. Some of those people that have a new 90, of course, you boost it to 90, you get some starter gear, you get some starter professions, but you have no glyphs to go with it. So what I've started doing is actually going to Icy Veins and some other sources, finding out what the most popular glyphs are for raiding 90s, and been selling packs of them. And so all you do is you go through, pick whatever price you're normally selling at, take 5% off the top, advertise it in trade chat for the entire, 10, 15 glyphs or whatnot, and advertise it as, hey, 5% cheaper than the auction house. Of course, what people don't know is, I end up getting the same amount of money because I'm basically just taking out the auction house cut of it.
Yep.
And a couple people have bought these because it takes out the hassle of having to go search for each and every glyph and figuring out what the cheapest one is and buying it. They just do it all. I've done it on cash on delivery or just met people in whatever city they want to meet me in and sell these. And it's turned out pretty good. Now it's not going to work as well once patch 6 drops because a lot of the more popular glyphs are going to be automatically learned by your character. They're no longer going to be craftable.
Are you serious?
But yeah.
So why did they even make that profession? They made it very useful back in Kata, and then they made it almost obsolete back in this expansion, and they're just getting rid of it more and more. I mean,
there's no way it's obsolete in this expansion. It's maybe 200,000 gold in this expansion alone. But
yeah, very nice.
It has been working though. People have been buying this, and of course I'm not advertising that hey, a lot of these glyphs you guys are buying, you're going to automatically learn if you wait 2 weeks. Oh, that's their fault for buying them, but It is working.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, they're trying to simplify the game. You can tell that from the skill paring down that they're doing because they think that there's just too many skills in the game, and then the same thing with the glyphs and stuff like that. You can go all the way back to when there was like 11, 12 ranks of your favorite spell. They got rid of that. They're just trying to make the game simpler so it's easier to pick up for people that want to.
I just really hope they don't bring it down to one button to
Oh, they won't do that.
No.
If you want one button, just play a mage and you're good to go. But
Very nice.
Shots fired at me.
Arcane Mage for sure.
yeah.
1112, 1112, 1112, 3, 4.
Also Death Knight.
Yeah.
So just kind of along those lines, I'm probably going to start playing a 5th edition D&D game with some friends soon, and I'm curious how that's going to go because 3.5 was kind of considered the de facto D&D edition, and then there's Pathfinder, which a lot of people consider to be 3.75. It's a different company, but it's kind of authorized, and it's they fixed some problems with 3.5. But then 4th edition came out, and 4th edition tried to be World of Warcraft as a tabletop game. You didn't just slash a guy with your sword. Everyone had little named skills. Like every time you used a skill, it had a name. It wasn't just an attack. So like it wasn't like your auto attack. It was like unrelenting force, and you would use magic missile every single turn instead of firing a crossbow and only having a certain number of skills.
What are the names set for the abilities, or could you name them?
No, there were set abilities that classes had that you would learn. I mean, if your DM let you, you could call it whatever you wanted, but
I wanted to call mine supercalifragilisticexpialidocious explosion.
Badge, no.
But it became too simple, and so 5th edition, I think they've gone back to having a little bit more complexity in it, and I think they're finding the balance. So I'm curious what WoW is going to do if this next expansion it turns out that they went too far one direction.
Personally, I don't think they've gone far enough. After playing a little bit of it, there's still a whole bunch of core skills there. They're just getting rid of like a lot of peripheral stuff, a lot of the utility they're taking away from some of the classes that don't need it, stuff like that. So
Like
hopefully
hunters?
it'll be okay. Like what?
Hunters,
I have no idea what they're doing to hunters.
because they are the
Good
most
stuff.
useful class I've ever seen in this game in existence. I'm sorry, but pick a pet. Oh, you're missing a stat. Oh, let's pick this pet. Oh, we're missing heroism. Oh, I'll just go Beastmaster.
Do you know how many buttons we have to press? A lot of buttons.
There's a lot of button pressing when you're a hunter.
I shed a tear. Wait.
Is that why you guys always stand and fire?
Yeah, we're too busy pressing buttons.
Too busy pressing buttons, so you gotta stand and fire. Very nice. Very nice. All
And
right.
admiring our awesome pets.
Ree's admiring her tail.
Yeah, well, Rhea admires her awesome pet while it's running in and pulling boss.
That's Fluffy's job.
Not anymore. Ree's made it her pet's job to do that. All right, speaking of guild stuff here, we got our 6 minutes to release guild news coming up. we're putting out a warning on the side of milk cartons. Have you seen this bear? We have a missing bear for the next month.
Missing bear?
Yeah, we're going to be missing a bear for the next month. If you've seen her, please return her. She's very much missed. Yeah, turns out Salitha is going to be working a bunch of 12s next month. She's only got 2 more nights this month that she can even raid. So for those that know, that means that our main tank is pretty much out of commission, and we only really have one backup tank. Although Coles has been playing a lot lately, which I don't know if he's going to continue doing that, but he's able to tank all right.
You work up and close and so.
I have no idea what you just said.
Meaning I can't do it.
Well, yeah, I know you can't do it. I'm too busy playing Destiny.
Well, no, not only that, but I get out like now and later.
Yeah. So our other tank has been traditionally Rykera. She's had to not tank lately because we've been short on healers. So this is kind of just moving downhill here. I was thinking that after last week's plea for people to come back and raid, and we had a couple people come back and raid this week, and now we're going to be missing a tank. It's just like, oh man. So,
whatever happened to Warden?
I don't know. They actually came back for like a week, and then disappeared again. So I have no idea.
Along the stretches for this raid, everyone's just done with it. I'm honestly done with it.
Yeah, that's what I said last week. Is we've got a lot of people that just we bring this up every week. I mean, we're now in our 13th month of this patch. Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous how long this has been going on, and people are just getting tired of doing the same old thing.
Yeah, no, like every week, I'm like, hey, maybe this is the week I'll raid. Maybe I can get the baby to fall asleep by 8 o'clock. And he decides, nope, I'm gonna go to sleep at 8:30.
Yeah, no. Well, some nights if you come by at 8:30, you can raid.
Good
so
to know.
Keep that in mind. So yeah. So I mean, if you can tank or heal.
What class is that new gnome you got?
I have no idea.
Although, it's a gnome. It should be squished.
He needs to be punted. Gnomes need to be punted. I'll put that out there right now.
They need to be like.
They need to be punted first, because if you squish it, they won't go far if you punt them.
Yeah, well, you just start sliding them.
No, it's just they're more aerodynamic when they're not squished.
You get more mass behind them when they're still in one piece.
Absolutely. So.
Can I squish them afterwards?
Yes, absolutely.
Sweet.
That's totally good. So we love our gnomes. We're not hating on you guys.
Yes, we
all right.
Ooh, it's a Death Knight.
Oh, a Death Knight gnome? Oh,
yeah. He'll tank for you.
Cole should love that.
Rigel's changing that to his main next X pack. This is Death Knight gnome. So we'll be seeing.
Rigel's coming back?
Yeah, he's saying he's gonna play Bobkin next X pack.
Sweet.
So there you go.
Bobkin was a druid.
Bobkin is a gnome.
Yeah, classes doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't care what class you are. If you're a gnome, that's what will stick out. All right.
Better too.
All right, you guys are making Show upset because you're delaying me from getting to his favorite part of the podcast. This is what the fuck are you listening to?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? So this week Dan came up with the
Well, Lorna sort of did.
Kind of, sort of, with the theme. So go ahead.
I didn't get it. I didn't read what it was, so I might have to make this up.
You're gonna have to make it up as you go.
Yeah.
Lorna, introduce the theme.
This theme is the best movie theme ever. It was going to be the best 80s movie theme, but then people started complaining that they were too old or too young, so it got moved to the best movie theme.
Yeah, that's largely because of Coles, I think. Because Coles is like, totally, what's the 80s?
I was only a glint in my father's eye.
That's not something I want to think about. All right, let's go. Let's make Veg think of something else here. Why don't you go first? We'll put you on the spot. Best movie theme ever. Go.
Like horror, sci-fi, what?
Ever.
Movie theme, song, music from a movie. That's its theme.
What the fuck are you listening to?
Oh, thought we already did that.
No, talk now.
Pick me last. I'm trying to think.
No,
thought
you go
that
first,
You're,
go.
you're going, man.
Dan, I'm gonna kick you in your shin.
His shin.
Let me think.
All right, we're gonna let him think. We'll go to Brock's instead.
So I had to do this. It's episode 42. I had to do it. So long and thanks for all the fish. It is the opening theme for the Hitchhiker's Guide movie. It was a tough choice between that or the opening, what's considered the actual theme of it, which is Journey of the Sorcerer. But for the movie, they picked So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Oh, from the BBC miniseries.
The BBC miniseries, and it was in the movie as well. It was very brief, but yeah, I mean that's why they consider the actual theme of it. But So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is more recognizable from the movie part of it. It's amazing, and it's just it sets the tone for the entire movie when you see that.
And it ends with dolphins leaving Earth.
Exactly.
That's sad. All right, let's hop across the pond. Lorna, what you got?
I have the Pacific Rim theme tune because robots, basically. Who does not love robots and monsters? It's an amazing theme tune.
Well, what is it that you like about the music itself?
Mainly, it's now my other half's theme tune, so every time the phone rings, it goes off. But I think I like theme tunes that are really kind of want to make you get up and stomp about, like a robot.
Jump up and go around.
Yeah, that too. Don't crash your car.
Yeah,
I'm not driving.
Please don't crash your car.
Lorna, see, he's on the other side of the steering. The steering wheel's on the other side here.
Yeah, that's right. He's in what in America is the passenger side of the vehicle.
Are you mocking my Britishness?
I am mocking your
No,
British.
why would we do that? I have to say I have been to Manchester actually over in England and had to drive on the wrong side of the road and it was
Right
terrifying.
side of the road.
It was downright terrifying. Of course.
No,
it
we
didn't
drive
help
on the right side of the road.
No, you're driving the wrong side.
You
I
drive on
don't
the
know
left
if
side.
anybody's tried to drive to the Lake District, but there's this one road that goes from the highway to the Lake District that's just, it seems like it's not wide enough for two cars, and whenever you see a car coming from the other direction, it's just like pure panic. So it's, oh my God, are you kidding me? They're this close? It was, they got some serious roads up there, that's all I know.
We do, yes. Very
All
tiny roads.
All right, so that's the Pacific Rim theme. Dan.
I had to go with Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars
was
yeah.
It's just, you can't, I mean, I was trying to think of something other than that, and I was like, oh, that's just too cliche, that's too geeky. But, like, I mean, think about, like, even if you weren't old enough to go see the original Star Wars in theaters, when you saw the new ones or even the re-release, when you're sitting in the theater and like it's the dark screen and it just says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and there's like, bam, like the trumpets coming at the beginning, and it's just, it is just a really, like, just the start from the first punch of the theme onward, it's, you know exactly what you're listening to.
Oh yeah.
And you know it's coming.
It's classic. I mean, it's definitely one of the more recognizable movie themes out there. Yeah, I would dare say that it probably is the most recognizable. Star Trek would be a close second, I would think.
I think James Bond's pretty
Bond
high up
is
there.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park also.
Well, anything by John Williams, I think is.
Yeah.
Oh, and we lost Veg. Oh,
It's okay.
it must have been a gravity distortion, folks. We apologize.
He just didn't want to answer what the fuck are you listening to.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I can't think of one. Oh, crap. I'm just going to leave.
Veg's favorite is the theme from the Black Hole.
I'm sure his has to do with Dragon Ball Z. I'm almost positive that's what he's going to come back with. It's got to be. That's his thing. But anyway, I'm going to, I went the cliche way, and I went with the theme song from Titanic, My Heart Will Go On. Celine Dion, come on.
That's very sweet. It is very sweet.
Is there a better theme song out there?
So, funny story about that one.
Yes.
When I was over in India, it's very common for the cars to have, some sort of beeper whenever you put the car in reverse. And a lot of times people will put songs on there. My Heart Will Go On, for whatever reason, was extremely popular as a backup car reverse tune. People had no idea what the song was, had never heard of the movie, but for whatever reason, they thought that was a good song to put on their car whenever they're backing up, so people get out of the way.
Oh my God.
If I heard that song coming at me, I'd get out of the way too.
Exactly.
It's like reverse tones. You know how you get ringtones for your phone? This is like a reverse tone.
It's insane. Like almost every car has something like that, and they have no idea what, a lot of them are movie themes, and people have no idea what these movies are from because the Western movies still aren't very big out there.
Yeah. See, three of us at work have come up with this idea where how you're driving and you really want to make your presence known. You honk your horn, right? Well, we think instead of honking your horn, what should happen is that this drone should come out of your car, go up to the window next to them, tap on the window, and when they roll the window down, it plays a custom message.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a beep tone or something like that.
I think just having a little LED display in your back window would be
That's something
way a lot easier.
You see, I've always debated doing that, and I keep getting varying answers as to whether that's legal or not.
Yeah, no one knows. It's interesting.
I think it is, but I think that you can induce road rage if you make it say the things that you wanted to say.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can't say the things that we wanted to say on this podcast.
That's what insurance is for. I mean, you keep your windows rolled up, and if something happens to it, that's what insurance is for.
I do
for
think
getting your brains blown out at 55 miles an hour.
Well,
bulletproof windows, buddy.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I do think that we should have standardized honks. Like, I think all cars should sound the same, and then there should be like 3 different buttons. There should be like a get the hell out of the way honk. There should be like a, oh, thank you for letting me in honk. And there should be a, oh, hey, I know you honk. Like, there should be like standard ones so that, because if you're honking at somebody, you might just be trying to get their attention because you know them, or like you're like, oh, cool, thanks for letting me in. But then other people think, oh, that guy's an asshole.
See, I don't know. I only have one standard honk. It's leave my hand on the horn for at least 45 seconds so the person knows they wronged me. Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I do drive around you. Damn. I'll remember if I hear that 45-second honk, I'll just go, hi, Brooks, how you doing? Man.
Oh, it drives my wife insane. She's like, you're going to get shot one day. I'm like, well, they need to know that they were wrong.
Oh. All right.
Ree says that the Man from Snowy River is her theme.
See, that's so old, I don't know it.
I bet if I heard it, I'd recognize it because it sounds familiar.
I can't place it at all. I don't even know the movie. So.
I think it's the Man from Snowy River.
Well, we might get Veg back, we might not, but we're just about ready to wrap things up here. We're gonna get to our closing statements, and we kind of have a special closing statement today, and you can blame Dan for this one because I'm sure he put this up here. Does anyone have words that they want Lorna to say with her British accent?
Aluminum.
Why can you not talk properly? This induces so much rage.
What's wrong with aluminum?
Aluminium.
What about
It's aluminium.
Aluminium? Millennium's like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
Aluminium.
millennium is like a long way away.
How about vitamins?
Vitamins.
What about
Vitamins.
herbs like you put on your
Oh,
chicken?
if you do not pronounce your H's, that's it. We're over. It's herbs with a H.
Herbs.
Which indefinite article do you use before the word herald?
That's exactly what I was gonna do. You got me. You beat me to that.
It's the same as, it's not basil, it's basil. 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 It's garage. It's not yogurt. It's yogurt. Oh,
No.
this is
Wait, it
horrible.
is yogurt.
No, we say that too. Yogurt.
Yes, but it's yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yeah,
No,
yogurt.
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 Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not.
Hey, what's the difference between wine and whinge?
Did you have cheese with your wine?
No, I mean to complain.
Oh, wine and whinge. Whining is like, more like,
That's what Veg was doing half the time.
yeah, basically. and whinging is like having a good moan and complain about things.
I can see that.
So whining is more childish and whinging is maybe more adult.
Yeah. I whinge a lot, but I don't whine a lot.
I whine all the time. I'm just not going to grow up. It's plain simple.
This guy's basically Peter Pan.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. All right. Well, I don't think I'm going to wait for Veg anymore. I think we're going to wrap this up, folks. All right. So, for Dan, Brux, and Lorna, we are going to take off, and next week we'll have another lovely episode. Is that right, guys?
Yes, indeed.
I think it's right. I mean, I can't tell. Lorna's the only one who can tell us the future.
I'll get back to you on that.
Living it.
All right, folks. Well, until next time, I'm Ron.
I'm Beth.
I'm Brox.
And I'm Lorna.
And we'll see you next week. See you, bye.
Later.